considered what leads you to making a purchase of your next iPhone or bicycle or whatever it is that you buy. I recently had an experience where I walked into a shop. I wanted to repair the camera that I'm currently using. There's a component that got malfunctioned. So the next thing I asked this guy, can you provide the part? They said, yes, we can provide the part, but we cannot recommend where to get it installed. So that brought in a lot of questions. I'm like, why can you not recommend? And they were like, no, we don't know the guys who install. I'm like, look, where I'm coming from, I'm also in business and I work with other organizations. We provide solar and we share business. There is a manufacturer. They need someone who does the installation. They would recommend someone. Whether that person is going to deliver the best quality or not, at least, you are referred. So that made me stop making that purchase because they started stammering. Customer care, I think is one of the most critical components why people eventually make a purchase. We'll come again to another episode of Start to Finish, fueling discipline, focus, and the right mindset. This is KD, and we are here with Joseph Kani, founder of Standros Business Associates. And Joseph has been in the space of marketing, customer care for a very long time. I think he has done the degrees in marketing and many other things that he has acquired in his journey. So today we're going to, be getting it from the expert, where we share about customer care and why it is important. Because, where we are coming from, like the backdrop of Zimbabwe right now, I think we have really compromised on our customer care, and we tend to lose a lot of business because we are not caring enough to give that experience to a customer. We sell something and that's it. They come back complaining. We are not even concerned. So today, let's learn customer care. Let's learn how we can do business the right way and achieve our goals. So Mkoma Joe, welcome.
Yes, thank you, Kuda. Yeah, it's good to be here, and it's always a pleasure to share some insights with our viewers, business people out there, individuals, corporates, and anyone who cares to improve on themselves, improve on their brands, and make an impact in the marketplace. Yeah,
That's
so
correct.
I'm happy to have this conversation.
Yeah, so let's start. What is customer care? I think maybe that's the first question. Please do like, subscribe. I've never asked you to subscribe or like, but go in, like this video, subscribe to it, like the podcast, share with your friends so that we all learn and begin to grow in whatever endeavor that we're focusing on. Over to you, Mkoma Joe.
Oh, yes. Thank you, Kuda. Yes, when we talk about customer care, we are basically touching on the small detail of a big story.
Yes.
Right. There are many words that people out there use when they describe how they interact with service providers or how they interact with various shops or traders in their respective places. There is words like customer service, customer care, customer relationship management, customer service. And now we are in the era where we talk about the customer psychology, right? But let me just briefly break it down for our viewers. When we talk about customer care, we are basically referring to how a service provider or how a trader or how a seller is paying attention to the details of dealing with a client. Are they showing care? Are they showing empathy? That's customer care. You are just caring about the interest of your client. And then there is a customer experience. When you talk about customer experience, we are saying, what does your customer tell the other person at home after they've dealt with you? How do they describe that?
Wow.
That's the customer experience.
Yes.
You will find that, let me give you an example. When you are sitting at home over the dinner table and you are having conversations with your family and asking, how was your day? How was your day? someone will begin to tell you that I had a very pleasant day. I caught a ride, whether it was this public transporter, and they treated me so well. So what they're telling you about is their experience in dealing with a particular service provider. Someone will probably say, guys, I had a horrible day today. There was this person who I met, and we were trading on whatever, and he was rude to me. Or he was very unkind to me. He was very disrespectful to me. That means they are describing an experience. So that is customer experience, which is a long conversation on its own. Then we have what we call customer service. And well, from my experience, I think we have gone past the customer service era. Customer service essentially is about nothing else beyond a piece of paper that you got as your operating license. That's customer service.
Elaborate.
And it doesn't talk to you as a buyer or as a client, right? Customer service is actually the license that a business is given by a regulator to offer a service.
Oh, okay. Oh, I get it now. Okay.
So customer service, don't expect customer service, guys, when you're dealing with your service providers. Because customer service is the license that they were given.
That allows them
to offer that service.
Yes. Okay.
Let me give an illustration. Look at a bank, whichever bank you use. That bank applied for an operating license. It could be from the Reserve Bank or the Central Bank of any country or the Ministry of Finance in that particular country. It's a piece of paper that grants them the mandate to offer a service.
A service to customers.
To customers.
Okay.
So that's customer service.
Yeah.
So next time when you're dealing with a client or with your service provider and you walk away, you don't say, these guys don't have customer service. No, they do. Because that's their license. Their license allows them to offer services to customers. So that's customer service. And then, of course, there is what we call customer relationship management, which involves a lot of systems, processes, and operations that eventually speak to a client. So that is customer relationship management. It speaks of your procurement, your processes, your administration, your finances, and how you deal with your clients. That's a whole conversation on its own. So basically, when we are talking about customer care, we are actually talking about this, one of the small pieces to the big puzzle. But maybe for clarity, for the benefit of our viewers, we want to talk about what are the expectations of a client when they do business with a brand, which is from the buyer's perspective. And then we also want to flip the same coin and look at what are the seller's perspectives when they are dealing with a client. So there's a buyer on one side and there's a seller on the other side. So that's what we want to look into. Both perspectives.
So, me, I think I'm big on examples. And I think I'll just give an example that of what happened recently. So we installed a solar system for one of our clients a long time ago. We thought they forgot about us, but until recently. So they called us in and said, and I almost ignored the call.
Yes.
Anyway, but I picked it up and they were saying, no, we are happy with your work. You guys did a good job. Years later, down the line, your system hasn't broken down. It's working perfectly fine. That was great feedback. And the next thing was, we have someone who is very interested because their system was done, but it keeps breaking down and they always see us having lies and pouring our loads every time. So to me, I think that was good feedback that we provided, an experience to our customer. And this then allows them to continue referring. That's what you're talking about, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, to continue referring other clients to us. And, I'd make sure I traveled out of town for this particular, it wasn't a big exercise. We're then now going to troubleshoot their system and see what was the problem with it. So I had to travel to Gweru just to address this particular customer because they were referred.
Yes.
Just to make sure we give them the experience.
What we're actually talking about is one of the points that we're going to discuss today, where we want to outline to our viewers that when clients are buying a product from you or a service from you, they're actually thinking beyond what they're paying for.
Okay.
In your case, you are saying the client actually bought and paid for trust.
Yes.
You see? They didn't buy a solar system. They bought trust.
Yeah.
So now they can trust you.
And guess what? This was their second system. The first system, I think we had done it like 4 years ago. So they bought in their second system, which we installed at the main house and moved the other system to the cottage.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. So they bought trust. They didn't buy a solar system from you.
Okay.
Yes, so they bought your trust. In other words, they came to a position where they realized that we can trust this supplier. So it's about trust.
Okay.
So as a seller, are you selling products or you're selling trust?
Yeah.
You need to differentiate the two. And then the other dimension that your client is representing is they bought confidence.
Yeah.
They didn't buy a solar panel, a solar system, but they bought confidence. They paid for confidence and they are happy with you. That's why they have the confidence to refer someone else to you for the similar job.
Okay.
And I want you to note something there. Do you know that when people refer a service provider to their colleague, they are putting their heads on the block?
Yes. They are. And these camera guys could not refer a service provider to me,
Yes.
who can then fix the camera.
Yes.
So we ended up having further conversation. They advised, you know what, just leave it the way it is and don't open your camera.
Yes.
And that was the end of the conversation.
Yeah.
But I was trusting them to say, look, because I've bought other stuff from you guys, maybe recommend. I think the first port of call, they would have just recommended, you know what, with time, if a camera fails in this way, you'd rather just leave it functioning without that extra service that you used to get. Instead of now running away to say, okay, fine, I'll supply you a component at maybe
Someone else
a
will
lot
fit.
of money.
Yes.
And someone else will fit for you, but we can't vouch for them.
Yes. Yeah. You know, it speaks of the dynamics we face in the marketplace to say clients are looking for trust. Clients are looking for confidence in their service providers. And once they lack those, there are many others. Once they lack those as well, they make that influences their buying decision. That then makes them consider buying from someone else. And you would have lost a client.
Yeah.
So now we are saying in simple terms is as a seller or as a trader or as a service provider, make sure you find little and small ways that help you build trust and confidence in your client. Yes. Because your client is just not looking for a product.
Yes.
Your client is not looking for a service, but the client is looking at an opportunity to trust in you, to believe in you, and to build their confidence in you. Yeah.
And do you know what? As we are talking about this is an exciting subject. You know, where it's expensive to find a new client.
Yes.
It's cheaper to maintain a client.
Agreed.
And if someone then says, I've been referred to you by X and X, what it basically means, that person is already sold. Because those guys enjoyed the customer care and the service that you provided. Now we are simply transferring that trust to the next customer.
Yes.
That's why customer care becomes very, very important, you know, to apply, especially for even for the small businesses.
Yes.
You know, that personal touch that you give, I think will allow your business to go a long way.
Agreed.
In growth.
You know what? Various researches have shown that successful businesses the world over, between 75% and 80% of their business is as a result of repeat business.
Correct.
Not new clients.
Yes.
Because like you rightly pointed out, new clients are more difficult to get and bring in compared to old clients who remain loyal with you, old clients who refer others to you, and old clients who come back to do more and further business with you. So it's a very simple, doable, but very strategic approach to say, whenever you have a client who comes to do business with you, please treat them like they are the only client in town so that you retain them, so that they don't have any ideas of going elsewhere. They'll want to come back and do business with you. So make sure you treat your client who walks in like they are the only client in town. So because you'll gain more money, you grow your business further if they come back again, as opposed to attracting a new client.
So why are we failing? Why are we not investing in this customer care?
Right. One of the things that I've seen over the years is that service providers or traders or businesses or brands focus on the transaction on the day.
Yeah.
To say someone walks in and says, guys, I need a new laptop or whatever specifications, or someone says, I want to buy a new shirt or I want to buy a new pair of shoes. Traders often make the mistake of just dealing with that person for the transaction that they are coming in. What do you want? Cash exchange, receipt, package, out. And yet, no, there is more to dealing with that particular client, more than that transaction that will last you 5 minutes.
Correct.
Yes. Yeah. And there are various ways that people can actually activate to help them create a relationship with a client. I'll tell you one simple thing. When a client walks into your shop or into your business, they are looking for more than the transaction that they will do with you.
Yes.
One of the primary things that they're looking for is a relationship. Clients want a relationship. They don't want a transaction.
Yeah.
To put it crudely, like what women will say, women don't want a one-night stand. They want a relationship.
Correct.
Right. So similarly, the same principle, the same model, the same concept applies even in the marketplace. Customers want a relationship. They want to always have a reference at the back of their mind to say, I'm looking for this particular product. I know which shop to go to. They will even be prepared to drive a long distance to come and get the same product from you. And yet there's another shop around their corner where they can get the same product. But the client, modern day client, is emphasizing on a relationship. A client wants a relationship. A client doesn't want a transaction.
And is what you are saying, they are prepared to pay a premium.
Yes.
They are ready to pay. If you say, okay, you bought it for $5, now this thing is going for $20, they'll buy from you.
Yes.
Because they have that confidence.
Yes. I've always argued when people talk about preferring or shopping around for a cheap product, which is based on a price.
Yeah.
Cheap products are more expensive. Yes. So you ask yourself, what are you looking for as a buyer? As a client, what are you looking for? As a seller, what are you selling for? What are you selling? Let me explain that a bit. A seller who sells a product for cheap is also attracting cheap clients. Or low-end clients. But a seller who sells their product at a premium, they're actually inviting a certain class and a certain group of clients who are prepared to pay a premium. Cheap is expensive, right? Let me share with you again a technicality there. There's a difference between a price of a product or a service and the value of that product and the service. Product and value are two different things.
Correct.
Right. I mean, price and value are two different things. A price is just a figure, a combination of figures, whether it's marked $5, $10, or $2,000. It's just a figure. But what will the client be expecting after they've made that transaction? They want value.
Value, correct.
Is there value out of the product that they are paying so much for? Okay. So those are the two different things that people want to look at, right? There's a price, there's a value. And clients, I can tell you, clients are not really bothered about a price, but clients are worried about the value. Is it going to serve their purpose? Is it going to give them value after buying from you? So it's one of those things that we look into as sellers as well as buyers. Yeah. Look at it this way. Why would one pay for a business class ticket and yet someone is traveling economy and yet they're on the same flight? They will arrive at the same time. If there's going to be a turbulence, they're going to experience the same turbulence mid-air. If there's going to be a delay in the flight schedule, they're all going to suffer the same. But why does one pay business class? Is the value that they enjoy when they are in business class. Is the value that they get. It speaks to a whole lot of things, which is a different conversation altogether, like status and other elements that clients look into when they buy a product.
So, this is an exciting conversation. As you can hear from Joseph Kani, he's a guru in this space. He understands what is necessary, especially right now. I think we're, in an economy that is suffocating or facing challenges. I think this is one of the key aspects to consider to make sure, you retain customers year in and year out. So collect the data, which is one thing I think we always miss. Collect information. Let it not be a transactional.
Yes.
Oh, thank you. And you part ways. Find a system of collecting information of customers. Do you know, if you just send a message, even after a year, and say, thank you for buying from us, I hope you require more service.
Yes.
Then client will, oh, okay, you guys are still in business, so we want more.
And those are small things, and they are not expensive. That what we're talking about falls in what we're calling the customer relationship management.
Yeah.
To say, when we are dealing with a client, what mechanisms do we put in place to enable us to collect data for that particular client?
Yes.
All that seeks to do is to get to know your client more and get to know them better. At the end of the day, you seek ways and opportunities to build a relationship with that particular client. That's why you see, even these days, it becomes pleasantly surprising to pick up a message on your phone which comes from your service provider asking you about your experience when you dealt with them.
Yeah.
I've seen hotels doing that as well. You booking into a hotel, after a few days or a few weeks, you get a message or an email asking you, how do you find our services, our rooms, our staff, our food, our environment? And then you answer them a few questions. And then from there, they're able to harvest information that helps them to refine their product. Yeah. It helps them to refine their product. So at the end of the day, that particular service provider has utilized the power of harvesting data and improving on their service. So as brands, it's one of the things that you may want to look into and say, what can we do to get more insights about our clients? You want to know if your client is into what their passion is. Are they into traveling? Are they into golf? Are they into football? Are they into fishing? Are they into wildlife and nature? So you then begin to shape and frame your products towards that particular client, framed against their world. That gives you an edge. I'll tell you, that client will always remember you. That client will always be loyal to you. So harvest the data, process the data, and utilize the information we extract.
Wow. So, there's a whole lot to learn. These are just snippets, just for us to understand how does customer care work. Because at the end of the day, you need to be able to offer the service. I guess, look, if as a supplier, I'm also a customer somewhere else.
Yes.
So I guess at the end of the day, the same way I'm treating my customers is the same way I should expect to be treated.
Yes.
So
it's a very interesting situation that you are pointing out, to say we always forget, I don't know whether deliberately or erroneously, that as we are providing a service to our clients, is it the same service we're expecting wherever we are going? Whatever business you are into, whatever your brand is representing, remember, one day you'll need fuel. You'll go to a fuel service station. One day you'll need financial services. You go to a bank. One day you will need the medical care. You'll go to healthcare service providers. And the world goes around, so you want to always be paying attention to the small detail to say, when you're dealing with particular brands, what made you happy? What made you sad? What made you uncomfortable? What made you feel good about yourself in dealing with that particular service provider? So even then, you flip that coin as a service provider and ask yourself, what can we do to make sure our clients experience a pleasant journey when they are dealing with us? You'll find that will be the key differentiators between yourself and your competitors.
Okay. Yeah, so, it's the little things that, when you sprinkle them, they'll make sure it's a game changer, in the way you do business, in the way you achieve results. Like we are talking about, getting a new client is very expensive, but maintaining the old one, being able to harness the data and reference it. I've seen, like, the international community has done so well. Whenever you go on a platform, you are maybe buying a product, they try as much as they can. You see a pop-up that is wanting to collect your information.
Yes.
Already there's a system that is there. And don't ever think there's someone at the end of that line. Basically, it's just a system that sends you a message. But the moment you receive it, with your name on it,
yes,
it's very special.
yes, it's very sentimental. You know what? You have actually brought another point to say. Brands out there, when you really want to have an impact or get an edge over your competitors, some of the small things that you want to do is to connect emotionally with your client. Touch their hearts. They will continue to do business with you. Touch their hearts, they will remember you. Touch their hearts, they won't forget you. You'll always get and reap the benefits out of that. Customers want an emotional connection with various service providers, various traders, and various brands. I tell you, it's one of the differentiators between yourself and your competitor.
Yeah, true and true. What's next on the buffet?
Well, what we want to look at now is what is the seller's perspective? What are the key areas that you want to look at when you are providing a service, when you want to attract the money, when you want people to pay you, right? I'll give you a few hints on what people really look for when they buy or when they pay for a product. Well, the primary reason why people buy from you is the functionality.
Okay.
To say what are they seeking to satisfy? What need are they seeking to satisfy? If you are looking for a phone, what are you looking for? One, you're looking for communication. You want to be enabled to communicate with your contacts. You want to be able to send a message. You want to be able to receive a call. That's the functionality of a cell phone handset. So that's your primary. And you then go beyond that, right? You want to look at the quality. If I buy this particular cell phone handset, will it give me the average lifespan that I expect to have that handset? Of course, barring losses through theft or barring losses through the handset falling down. But you are looking at the quality, the durability of that particular handset. Will it last a couple of years, or it will just last a few weeks and then I need to replace? Those are the issues that the buyers look for when they are buying a product. So you also want to offer functionality. You also want to offer the quality of service. And then the other thing that buyers really look at when they are buying or shopping around for a product is the options. Options or the variety. I can tell you for free, customers don't want to be put in a corner where they are told, sorry, there's nothing we can do. Have you ever been in a situation where you go into a shop, you are looking for a particular product, and then the service provider says, we don't have it in stock. And then you ask for options, and then you are told, there's nothing we can do. Or you are going into a service provider, you want to report a problem. And you outline your problem, you describe your circumstances, and you're looking for a solution from a service provider. And then they say, sorry, sir, or sorry, ma'am, unfortunately, there's nothing we can do to resolve your problem. Are you for real? Customers, modern day customers don't want to be put in a corner where they have no option, where they have no way out. So as a service provider, look out. Don't put your clients in a position where they are at a dead end. So be in a position to offer options. To say, sorry, ma'am, sorry, sir, we can't resolve your situation in this particular way that you're expecting. But there are these options, right? We can do option A, we can do option B. Which one will you take? The customer feels good, feels better because they feel like they are in control of the situation. They've actually decided a solution for you. You haven't thought much, but the customer feels good. Okay, give me option B. And then they feel good, and then they walk away. So when the client walks away, they will actually think and respect you that you offered them a solution. So no client wants to walk out from your premises at a dead end without a solution.
It has made me think of there was a time when we bought milk. My wife went to the shops and bought milk, and we discovered that the milk was sour. Fresh milk. It was sour. If it was me, maybe I'll just throw it in the toilet.
Yes.
Because I don't want to go back to the shops and
the convenience.
So she knows, her worth, and she knows the value of confronting. So she went back, confronted, and said, "Look, I bought my milk here. Here's my receipt, and you guys need to do something about it."
Swap the package.
Yeah. Yes. So she was given options.
Yes.
So do you want a refund? or we can provide you
an alternative,
an alternative solution.
Yes.
Yeah, so she went for the alternative, but by the time she get the obviously she got another
brand,
2 packs.
Okay,
same brand,
right?
But another 2
different packaging.
Yeah, different packaging.
Yes, which is fine.
Yeah.
Which is fine.
Yeah.
So you got a problem that was resolved through an option. Yes, not through a direct replacement, but through an option. So those are the small things that brands we want to encourage you out there to say, look out for those small things. Please don't shut out your client. Give your client options, and then you get your issues resolved. And I can tell you that client will not forget you.
Yes.
They'll always remember you. They'll come back for more business, for more trade with you.
Even if they were angry with your service from the first time,
yes,
the fact that you resolved it for them and you showed that you care,
yes,
then they will keep coming.
I'll tell you one psychology, the psyche behind that transaction. Clients will not remember the moment of distress or disappointment, but they will remember more the moment of resolving the problem. Okay. So you find that the longer memory will be that you got your issues resolved. You got this alternative supply.
Yeah.
It's not about the sour milk that you got. It's not about the deformed product that you got. It was about the resolution to that problem. And that's the memory that lasts longer.
Yeah, those are important notes. We also bought some food, like fast food. I will not name, but and the way it was prepared did not come very good. We had to go back and say, look, this is what you have produced for us. And there was a whole lot. No, we are almost closing. It was almost closing time, and there were so many excuses that was coming from that attendant. Eventually they resolved the problem, but you don't go back to that such a place.
Yes,
you would rather look for another alternative source where you can get the product just to avoid that experience.
Yes, you don't want to be arguing and creating a scene in shops in town. You want a pleasant transition. Yes, there is a problem, but how do we resolve the problem? How has it been attended to? Because look, let's be honest with ourselves. In the marketplace, it's not like there won't be complaints. Complaints will always be there, but how do we handle the complaints from our clients? We either minimize the complaints, or we have a way, an effective, efficient, and friendly way of resolving conflicts and managing complaints from our clients.
And the question is, are you willing to go the extra mile?
Yes.
Yes. If your time of closing was 9 o'clock, and this error was done by this organization, can you go another hour just to make sure you resolve the problem?
Yes. Yeah. It speaks of a culture in an organization, which is another topic we normally share with our clients, to say you want to create an organizational culture that is receptive to clients' needs, regardless of our discomfort at that particular moment. It could be a time comfort, it could be a supplies discomfort, it could be some unpleasant considerations. But at the end of the day, we are saying let's always strive to be in a position where we resolve conflicts or resolve problems or queries from our clients in a very short space of time, effectively, and making sure we build and protect the relationship we have with the client. It's all about relationships. Remember, build relationships with your clients, make sure they are happy, make sure they remember you, and make sure they refer you.
Yeah, correct. And as you are saying, it then comes back to the culture of customer care. If the culture is implanted, across the board in the entire organization, it means, that's the language that you speak.
And everyone is speaking the same language.
Yeah. But if I deal with the top guy and he does well in dealing with me, then his juniors messes me up, then it means, there's a mismatch on the culture.
You've actually brought in another interesting discussion where as a supervisor or as a leader of your brand, if you see yourself having to deal with shop floor queries that are always brought to your attention in high office, it means something is fundamentally wrong.
Wrong.
Yes. Yeah. Number one, make sure your team on the ground that interfaces with clients is able to deal with queries there and then at their level. Empower them to resolve queries at their level. So if you see yourself as a supervisor or as a manager or even as a director having to deal with queries from the shop floor, something is fundamentally wrong. So make sure your issues are resolved at the lowest possible level and avoid escalation. Deal with big problems. Deal with strategic problems. As a team leader or as an organization, a leader of an organization. Let your shop floor staff deal with the issues that have to do with clients' interface.
Wow. So, I mean, this is good stuff. So, I mean, we can go all day talking about customer care. This is some of the key fundamental aspects that can help your business grow. And customer care doesn't refer only, to the business. Even in a personal life, I think you need to apply that empathy. You need to apply, being relatable.
Yes.
When people are around you, what experience are they going to talk about when they've left your presence?
I always give this example to say, if you are in an organization that has a number of people that deal with clients, and then different clients walking into your brand, into your business, clients actually rate your team members. They will come up to a position where they say, I'd rather be attended to by Joe or I'd rather be attended by Kuda. You see, because Kuda is friendly, Joe is rude, or Joe is slow, Kuda is fast, Kuda is efficient. So out there, team members out there, how are you rated? When clients come into your premises, do they celebrate to see you behind the counter, or they actually regret and say, no, my day is just going to be spoiled here. Let me come back a little bit later. Maybe they will be out for lunch. I'll find someone else to save me. So those are the issues that we also look into and consider when we are helping organizations out there through our corporate trainings to say, how is the team wired? How are the individuals in the team prepared and ready to serve their respective clients? It speaks a lot about an organization. It also cascades down to the individuals. As an individual, how do you relate with clients?
True.
It's very key.
So we've touched on a lot as far as customer care is concerned, customer experience, customer service, and some of the key aspects like functionality, quality. What are the customer expecting when they buy your product? And at the same time, can you give them that experience that they will talk about you, for a very, very long time? When they think solar, they don't say, oh no, keep looking, my supplier was terrible. They must keep talking about you because of the services that you're offering. That experience is very, very important. And I think, like I've said earlier, this can be a key competitive advantage to retain customers, especially in the times that we are living in. So if you want to learn more about customer care, a full download of sessions, I think you need to consider
Stan Rosa Business Associates.
Yes,
we are your plug.
Yes, so they will help you in these areas because they are really plugged in as far as customer care is concerned. I think we have come to the end of this session. I think we'll have Koma Joe for a couple of more sessions because I truly believe, as the name of the podcast says, start to finish, fueling discipline, focus, and the right mindset. You want to start something. You want to be able to have this finesse when you're dealing with your customers. You want to be able to retain those customers for a very long time. And you want to be able to apply some of these principles even to your own personal lives at home with your family, because it's crossover in every aspect of our life. So let's go and start and get things going. Start on the customer care as soon as possible because it will be a game changer. Peace out. Thank you.